Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Daf Yomi Ketuvoth Chav Gimel Amud Aleph. Tomorrow has an interesting case where a woman in front of the husband says, he divorced me. What do we do with such a statement? Do we say that there's no source for that? There's no star, that life is going on as usual? Luckily, you're still married to this man. Or no. So the Gemara is in a fascinating Chazakas that this kind of azus panim, this Chutzpa, to say such a thing in front of a husband, she would never do such a thing unless it's true. So the Rabbi has a fascinating comment. The Shulchan Aruch quotes this in the beginning of Yud Zayin and Even Ezer. The Rama says that nowadays women are different. There's much more chutzpah around, and his exact words are to dafka li nikdushin tos about nemas get about. He writes, there is so much chutzpah and preachers in amanas el lachumah that you cannot have the full nemanis and say that. What? Wow, she said in front of him. She said in front of him, you divorced me? It can only be said if it's true. We don't have that assumption anymore. The Chazakas is gone. So it's a fascinating shaila here, not just about this specific case, but what does that mean? Chazakas change. The whole Torah is always continuing. Halacha always it stays the same. It doesn't change. People change, but halacha doesn't. That's why we always talk about Orthodox Judaism is still around, because halacha is stable. It doesn't change. Yes, you have new inventions, you have microwaves, and you have to discuss basa b'chala of kashrus of Pesach. That's fine. That halacha will always deal with each new situation. But to have a chazaka, which has been around for thousands of years, and now the chazaka changes. So it seems to me that you have to always analyze a chazaka. Is a chazaka something which is built into human nature? Then that's it. Doesn't change. Well, a big child would be tough mate of Tandu. The woman desires to be married, and even if it means not always having the best marriage, so that's a chazaka that has to be analyzed. Is that something subject to change, or no? That's fixed into human nature at every generation. And this chazaka here, we have to look into. Do we say this is a fixed chazaka? And that's it. Oh no, it has to do a lot with the environment. How women talk to their husbands. And unfortunately, in a more generation with more husbands, they're going to talk differently. And therefore, she could say it won't even be true. A woman learning Torah, where Gemara says certain things about what's considered a woman learning Torah. Is that a fixed thing that a woman cannot? It's wrong to learn Torah because of the concept of tiflis. What does that mean? It's something which is subject to change. So really, this one line over here in the Gemara in Ketuvoth Chav Gimel Aleph, which is paskin in the Shulchan Aruch in Yud Zayin, really brings up a fascinating concept. When do we assume a chazaka is fixed and the halacha says there's no discussion, and when the halacha is more conditions based on the times, and that could be subject to change? Fascinating sugya. Mitzvah Hashem will see similar sugya like this in the future, and this is all mentioned in Yud Zayin in the beginning of Yud Zayin halacha bet. That's where it could be found in Ramah saying that the chazaka no longer applies. Shalom.